NightPhoenix.
And his opponent in the blue colors, in the top left side, the Protoss player fighting for Platinum Heroes, Goblin.
Very unfortunate that the Platinum Heroes missed the playoffs for the World Team League, because I think with Goblin being added to their roster, I think they actually become a team that, you know, they're not going to win the season. That's just simply, as much as I love the Platinum Heroes, and I think they're an awesome organization, they are a great clan, one of the best communities in EU. When you go up against Kites of Gaming, when you go up against Dragon Phoenix Gaming, you're just not going to have much of a shot, although they actually really performed well against, was it the Guangdong Freaks in the end of the season? They had some pretty outstanding performances considering, you know, what expectations were for them, and just even not considering what expectations were for them, they had some outstanding experiences or performances. But it's going to be a little bit tricky for them to get too much done. But with Goblin, they do have a very scary lineup, so it makes me a little bit sad that they didn't make it into the season proper.
Yeah, hopefully next season, of course, but I can see what you mean. It's definitely an interesting team that could cause some upsets there. Like, I would imagine them having some upsets there at least, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they did, I think it was versus the Guangdong Freaks in the previous season where they pushed it to the ace match, and they almost gave Team Liquid a miracle chance. Like, Team Liquid had a brutal start last season and then started to put it together towards the end, but like the math was so stacked against them. But things unfortunately didn't work out. Team Liquid didn't do what they needed to do. Platinum Heroes did about as much as could be asked for. But we got to talk about this game. NightPhoenix scouts no second pylon in the main base, and that is because the second pylon is in the middle of the map building a robotics facility. And NightPhoenix behind this, he's like, okay, well, I'm just going to build a Stargate at home. That's fine.
Yeah, he's playing it safe. He's doing a lot of scouting here, man. Is that 2 probes he has across the map?
It is, yeah. He's got one on the bottom left. And the thing is, ooh, where's this stalker going? Oh, it's coming close, but he doesn't see it just yet. Oh, this is such a brilliant scouting position. It seems so exposed, but the probe's natural scouting position makes you kind of discount this plateau. However, the probe won't naturally see this. It's out of range of this watchtower. Ooh, but he is gonna find it. Okay, that's big. That is big.
The Immortal is still gonna finish, and there is more stuff for Goblin on the way over.
Oh, he's staying way too long. He is staying way too long. This is the same thing that happened to Gung Fu Banda in his game versus Art, and we know how that turned out.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Already losing one of those Stalkers, half HP on the other one. Recall probably the right choice here. Just bring him back.
I actually don't think Goblin should have stopped the chase. I think he should have kept going. He had the angle such that eventually those units were going to get caught against an edge, and then the recall gets forced, and you probably kill 2 Stalkers there. Now, are you going to be able to break the ramp? Probably not regardless. So why not get the guaranteed kills? I think that's... I don't want to be too critical of Goblin because he still picked off one of his opponent's Stalkers, but I think he probably could have gotten 2 more. Ooh, NightPhoenix does find a little angle where the shield battery doesn't quite cover. He's actually getting a decent bit of damage here. And a Phoenix instead of a Void Ray is an interesting response from Goblin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like it, really. You know, the Phoenix is a quickly utilizing tool, lift up the Immortal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, and he's just going to pop it. He's going to kill it. He is going to be able to actually just chase this down. Goblin moved in with just one Immortal in the War Prism.
Okay, I'm conflicted here, Steadfast. I don't know if this is... he's just barely winning it, right?
He did save his gateway, so he's able to warp in 3 units at a time. And actually, yeah, this is still going to go... Oh, he is going to lose that 1 Stalker, but he'll take down his opponent's Stalker. I think NightPhoenix didn't need to rush this, and he rushed it a lot. But it is still probably going to lead to him breaking out and maybe taking down this robotics facility. He needs to wait until there's... Actually, hang on. Oh, he didn't build another Phoenix. Okay, never mind. I actually don't like this for NightPhoenix. I thought he was building Phoenixes behind this. Ooh. Oh, he loses the Oracle for just 2 more probes. If he'd been building more Phoenixes behind us, which, to be fair, he couldn't have afforded because he's warping in so many Stalkers, but if he had, I think I would be very happy with the fact that he went down the ramp. But since he wasn't building more Phoenixes, I'm not as big of a fan as how he's done this.
Yeah.
Oh, don't push up this ramp.
Oh, that's it. That's easy.
It might be actually.
Yeah.
I think I do. If he loses 1 or 2 more Stalkers on the retreat, which he already loses 1, great angling right there from Goblin. Yeah, this gets incredibly scary.
Oh, yeah, it really is. And, like, it's so hard for him to tell, right? The overall probe numbers and stuff like that. He is just trying to survive now, but I mean, he is still looking okay. He's ahead with 5. That's like a 25% above his opponents.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little lead. A few of them are kind of a little bit redundant, but Goblin is still a little bit behind here in terms of eco. He is really focused on getting a lot done. He does kill one of his opponent's gateways. Funnily enough, I feel like NightPhoenix it was almost the worst. Oh, this is great. He's going to sneak these Adepts out. No, okay, he cancels them. Stalkers were a little bit too close. He figured he was probably going to lose one of those. I feel like NightPhoenix actually got caught in his own trap of building those gateways to replace the gateways he thought he was going to lose at the front. And then he's just like, oh, okay, well, I may as well use them. Instead of focusing on in this situation, more useful Phoenixes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. These Stalkers just don't trade well against those Immortals. Now it's just like, it almost feels like desperation getting these Adepts because they're useful, getting past the Sentry Force Fields, and you can get them on top of that. They trade okay against the Immortals. But then he just has a bunch of Adepts. Even if he does manage to make the trade, okay, he just walks past them.
He's going to lose probably, maybe just one. Maybe just one Adept. Will shade forward. He's going to force a recall with this, I think. I think Goblin has to recall against this, right?
Now does the Force Fields. It's like, nah, this is my ramp. Oh, there we go. 2 more Stalkers. Yep. Spends another Force Field. Wow. The Adept stuck behind the wall.
Oh, he needed to go after this shield battery. Right, like, he needed to be up this ramp immediately. He wasn't. And now Goblin is going to be able to pick off most of these Adepts. They will actually shade out, which is, not what you're looking for as NightPhoenix. NightPhoenix was looking to get a lot done. Goblin now has his Nexus completed. The shield battery rebuilds once again. And, yeah, I thought Goblin was going to have to recall. He knew better, and it ends up putting him so far ahead now. If this could have been a very risky maneuver. If those Adepts get in to the main base with no recall being used and, 6 Adepts, he can gun down so many probes. Instead, well, I mean, he will let these Adepts in now, and that is going to be a little bit of damage getting done. You do see on the other side of the map, Goblin says, okay, well, I'm going to take down your gateway. And at least that's a nice little bit of counter damage that shuts down a little bit of production. NightPhoenix is trying to go for disruptors. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's like the one thing that can really get him out of his base at this point in time. That can really put... I mean, Goblin's not blinking even with Adepts running across the map towards his base, right? He's like, no, this is fine. I'll stay here. It's kind of... He has to. And although it's great that he has disruptors now, I still feel like perhaps the best thing for him would be still going for a Nexus here and just try to defend it. But like, I'm really curious about like the moments when he had Goblin kind of on the run, when Goblin was on this high ground right here. If instead of moving out, he just kind of had worked on, setting up a natural base at that point in time. Where that would have put him here, because then, maybe he already has a shield battery there, and he doesn't lose the Stalker, so he might be able to hold that second base, and then suddenly he may have been in just an almost winning position just because of his initial probe count. And now instead of that,
He put a force field down to push his Adept further away from the disruptor. Oh my god. Wow. The pimpest play. Oh man, I don't know if it actually made a difference, but the idea behind it is so next level. Oh, Goblin. He's actually playing 68D chess right here. Holy crap.
All right, come on, Disruptors. Here we go. This is what we're banking on.
Oh, and the hot pickup.
War Prism. It's always there, isn't it? It's always just there looming over whatever you're trying to kill.
He did almost lose that War Prism with 2 Immortals inside, and that could have made this very dangerous. But as it is, he is keeping his opponent back while building his own Phoenixes, which is going to be able to lift those units of his opponent up. Ooh, a couple of Adepts get into the main base, but now the attack goes in through the middle. Goblin does eat a big Disruptor shot, but it's not going to matter because he just has way too much firepower left over in this army. The probes, a couple of them getting picked off on the other side of the map, but not going to matter too much. One of my favorite interactions where a lifted Adept gets shades out of a Phoenix lift, but just great stuff from Goblin. He is going to be able to take this one down almost certainly at this point. Yeah, NightPhoenix is fine. Yeah, NightPhoenix is coping pretty hard. He doesn't even have his Nexus done yet.
Oh, there we go! Come on!
Oh,
chance! No, the Phoenix are just there. It's like
he knew.
Like he's giving this false hope with his Phoenix. He's just hovering above them. He's waiting for it to get close, and he's like, nope.
Psych. Nope. Gotcha.
Not gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh, very cheeky moves right there. Goblin. Great game, great play, and you know what? Sometimes what seems like the theoretically incorrect move to us, Goblin or players that have that sharper bit of micro, they know that it's fine. They're like, yeah, I do this all the time. Why would I do anything different?
Yeah. Right. The scariest part about that army being there is like you not paying attention at the moments when NightPhoenix does something to go down a ramp. And that moment increases the longer the game goes on because you have more stuff to do at home. So yeah, but Goblin, I mean, that is some big balls just sticking around, waiting, being like, no, you're gonna have to go all the way to Disruptors to get rid of this.
Yeah.
And you know, even if you do that, I'm gonna be in such a good position that most likely you're gonna be dead anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough.
He's been playing some great StarCraft so far. We'll see if he can keep it up as we head on in to game number 2 on Day to See for the Platinum Heroes. It is Goblin.
And his opponent, of course, spawning in the bottom left side, the Red Protoss player fighting for Hot-Headed Gaming. It is NightPhoenix.
In the red. He's going to be going for the high ground pylon here. He's been doing this a fair bit. Even on maps, you know, like this where we've got the low ground setup where you can go for that 2-gate versus 1-gate. It's been very interesting and very neat to see the players' different approaches because you can get something done against players that aren't max packs with a 2-gate opener against a 1-gate sometimes. It does kind of leave you a little bit in the lurch, I feel like, if you don't get anything done. You're really finding yourself in a tough position, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see if NightPhoenix can get anything done against Goblin. Personally, after watching the micro interactions, I would be hesitant to try and do anything that tests Goblin's micro.
Yeah, he seems pretty on point right now.
Yeah, he really does.
He could have just been trying to play it safe there. But now, like, this is the problem with this for NightPhoenix, right? His choice is either I try to be aggressive now and make up for it, or I just, you know, I accept that I'm going to play the rest of this game behind until something else happens.
Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like he's got intentions of being aggressive. Ooh, I was going to say, I would love to see Goblin maybe stay on top of that probe because that probe does have aggressive intent and it is going to loop back around here. It's going to probably drop a proxy pylon. Goblin could have actually prevented this by just staying on top of that probe, but he decides not to. Maybe I've been watching too much max packs and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, scouting, yeah. Because, you know, the 1-gate gets you so far ahead that you can literally afford to use 2 probes to scout. Ooh, but this is a scout in and of itself coming in from Goblin. He's going to hide this probe in the natural expansion of his opponent, and he's going to be able to check in at will when this base has been taken. Ooh, NightPhoenix.
No, never mind.
Oh.
Oh, no, yes.
Oh,
Aw.
oh, you gotta check your corners. You
So
gotta
close.
check your corners.
The idea was there. All right.
Yeah. NightPhoenix, by the way, has been doing this as his all-in off 2 gates pretty much every game in this group stage. And if I know that he's going 3-gate blink with a 4th gate coming down eventually, chances are Goblin has also done that research and has also seen what his opponent's doing. Oh, pylon going down on the main base. That's actually going to create some complications because there's not going to be enough damage from Goblin to, like he doesn't have enough units to spread around everywhere.
Yeah, and he doesn't have shield batteries there either. Kind of curious as to why he's so adamant about killing the shield battery rather than the sentry.
Well, he wasn't gonna kill the sentry initially with the shield battery, and he knows there's not a lot of DPS, so he just decides to take the fight. Oh, he actually kills no cancel on that unit. Oh, but the force field, very nice right there. And now the Immortal's gonna be out here for Goblin. If Goblin clicks down the right Stalker on the bottom, no, he's not gonna be able to get that, but he will take out this high ground Stalker. Do we see an Adept warp in coming in from this? He's got warp gates finished. Oh, no, he's actually gonna warp in. Oh, I love this. He just puts the probe on patrol. He's actually going to warp in the Stalkers aggressively.
This might just be for Blink as well later down the line, right? So he can, like, use it for vision.
That's a good point. That is a great point, yeah. Blink is nearly done.
If Goblin commits too many units to try and kill this before Blink is done and he can blink in, then, you know, NightPhoenix is going to be able to collapse on the front side. So I actually really like this move.
Oh, he's using the Stalker to distract. He's using the Stalker to distract so the pylon doesn't go down. It's exactly what you're talking about, but he is kind of complicating it a little bit more. He does lose the Stalker. Oh, he blinks in just before he loses the vision. Very nicely done.
All right, now he just needs to make sure he doesn't get slaughtered. That is not a shield battery there. That is a bummer. All right, come on. Gets the sentry. That's something. Well, he loses, what, 1 Stalker? Almost loses 2.
Oh, he needs to kill this pylon instantly. He will... Okay, he will get it. That depowers the gateway and the shield battery. So that's actually... There is a bit of traction here. The problem is he can't blink back into the main base now. So...
He's making Adepts. They are going to solve that issue, hopefully, with a good... actually, the probe could... No, he can't because there's no pylon.
There's no pylon, exactly.
Oh, come on, Adepts.
The problem is 3 Immortals.
Yeah, no, you don't want to. You just don't want to, do you?
Ooh, but if he forces them to split, which he kind of does, this is actually giving a bit of a free hand in the natural. The problem is, without killing the units, what else is there? Oh, and he loses a couple of units as well. Will kill this gateway. So that gives him even more surface area to maneuver around the natural.
But if only there were probes to kill there, man.
yeah, right?
If only.
I mean, the Immortal count, as it continues to rise, things get more and more difficult here for NightPhoenix. But he's still finding a bit of traction. He does get a bit of damage on this 1 Immortal. There's no shield battery in the natural. I mean, this is, like, not held by any stretch yet for Goblin. NightPhoenix has given himself opportunities in this game, and now the Adepts get into the main base. He will be able to find a little bit. Ooh, does he see this Immortal? He does see the Immortal on the low ground.
There's 4 of them. Oh my goodness, that's too many to blink on, isn't it?
I think it is, and he loses vision of this one. If he'd killed that second Immortal right away, might have been all right for him. But I think that's all the wind going out of his sails. Yeah, look at the battle report. Oh my goodness, 10 Stalkers, 4 Adepts, and there's still 3 Immortals left on the field. He warps in Adepts, which is... Well, actually, I wonder if maybe you should warp them in on top. He's going to shade into the mineral line. But there's already Stalkers to greet.
I still would like to see these Adepts shade towards the cliffside, so he could actually, right? If Goblin does make a mistake with his splitting up, he could just jump on top of the...
Yeah, that was actually the best move right there, because all the Immortals are at the natural. He sees that, and I think that is the play. I think that's what he's going to go for here. Oh, nice. You called it perfectly, and this is a great move for NightPhoenix. He does... he's a little bit late on the blink, though, and the Immortals, they rotate so quickly. Yeah, even with that, his hand gets shown a little bit too quickly. Now the Stalkers are rather committed. He's going to blink on top of the Immortals. This will not work. Yeah, he's going to lose everything, and that's going to be GG.
Nope. Well, you know, it's a different kind of card.